My name is Philippe Choiniere, and I'm from Phillipe, Quebec. It's a small town in the eastern townships. We're actually on the Vermont border. Our company is Oneka Elements. We created it 6 years ago. It's currently a line of hair care products with a couple body care products, and we're expanding into deodorants and toothpaste very soon.
Great. And I noticed on the label, gluten-free, vegan, all of these things. Can you explain a little bit about the hair care products, I guess?
Sure. So how our products are made is very much linked to our farm. We grow the certified organic herbs, extract them on the farm, and they're used in the products. We wanted to go further than that, and our products are free of sulphates and parabens, and of course there's a big movement of gluten-free, so we make sure our products are suitable for those people that are gluten sensitive, and of course the products are biodegradable, which is a whole package.
Great. And do you want to tell us about your farm as well?
The farm is super exciting. The farm is part of our vision that we had 7 years ago. My wife and I purchased it from my dad and partners a year ago, and it's now a year that we've been growing the herbs and incorporate them into our products. We're obviously going beyond that small acreage of plants because the farm is 175 acres, and we have hay currently, but we are looking at a restoration agriculture, which of course will include animals and several types of fruit and nut trees.
Great. So I guess the business is fairly new as well.
Our business is 6 years old.
6 years old. Okay, great.
I mean, on a big scale, it is a young company. From how we feel like we've broken through the ice, and we have good momentum now. We can tell that our growth is happening quicker. We have brand recognition, and we've obviously made a lot of mistakes, which allows us to not repeat them and be smarter business people.
Right. So what have some of your successes been, or what do you think you've done right to get to this point?
I think to start from the very beginning is we've had so much passion. Without this passion for holistic agriculture, for health, well-being, we wouldn't have gone through what we went through. And for me, the success is the biggest one, is to have recognized how passionate we were about it, about what we're doing, and we went with it. Now, along the way, in terms of specific successes, I mean, our sales have grown, hundreds of percent since the beginning, which is a normal process. But we're very happy. We've rebranded our products last summer, and our sales went up 30% just because of that. So I think, in terms of tangible or trackable successes, those are some, and the process has brought us with some tremendous mentors which have had a huge influence on us.
So you talked about how rebranding was part of your success. Why did you rebrand, and what was involved in that?
Sure. The rebranding process took us about 2 years. I should say, before making the decision that, hey, we're rebranding. It was a process of about 2 years. One of our mentors, who's the CEO of a $5 million company, which is ahead of where we are, said to us, guys, if you're serious about growing your brand, the products are amazing. There's no question there. You have to change, improve, work on the image that you're currently being perceived as, because the quality of the products is not communicated in the image, the packaging that you guys have. He goes, look at it this way, and this sentence changed both Stacy and I's perspective. He said, packaging is part of your product. And that one sentence alone really threw us over and we said, okay, if we're serious about growing this brand and building it, we must go through this rebranding.
Okay, great. And so what did you do differently?
Okay, the rebranding process is short. It's a reflection of how we changed the packaging, but it brought us to the very essence of why we were doing this, and why are we doing this, and what's so unique about what are we trying to say to people, and so it was really an existential crisis, I should say, because we really questioned why we're doing this, and we realized that our products were unique in that they really performed. People were very satisfied, and very few companies had such a close connection to their ingredients. We're growing them ourselves, and most people that do that are working on a very small scale. They go to farmers market, but we were already operating on a national level. And so to have that connection to the ingredients really gave us an edge, if you will, in terms of transparency and connection to the land.
And were you communicating that with images or with a kind of a logo, tagline? What kind of things did you use?
The way we communicated our new image or our new message was both with new visuals. We're in the hair care business, and obviously packaging and visual is extremely important. So we cleaned up our bottle. We went from white to natural color, so that showed a transparency. And people were noticing right away, before the white kind of gave it the pharmaceutical look almost, and whereas the natural plastic you could see through. And we really simplified the image of the bottle so that it wasn't busy, and the messages were clear. For instance, before our logo was Huron, and people thought it was emu oil, or it was confusing. But we were choosing that logo because Oneka means water, so we wanted a reminder of Huron is an aquatic bird and respect to water, but people didn't get it. So we realized how our message was confusing there. So now we have a mandala, which is, it's just a nice logo, but it's at least it's not confusing people. It's just in line with the package. And of course we changed our message. Our message was improved and crafted to be more clear about what it is that we do.
Okay, great. And what have some of the challenges been with running this business?
Challenges have been prioritizing time. Obviously, for a while there was two of us, and learning about the importance of marketing, because in the end, marketing is a tool that we can't go around. We must go through. We must be good marketers, and for us to learn about marketing was challenging. But now we surround ourselves with some marketing people, and it's been really helpful. And of course, breaking through the ice when until we reached that point where momentum was more evident. It took us a lot of energy to get to that point. Now we can enjoy kind of a natural growth or a wheel that's turning. So getting to that point was challenging. We're very happy now that we're over that.
Great. And is there anything that you would have done differently to make that process smoother?
Yeah, I think what took us 5 years or 6 years, we could do in a year now. But that's the whole point, is we've learned that, and we obviously, we lost $100,000, but we could have gone an MBA each, and it would have cost us that. So it's really, it's a process we have to go through. We became better people and better business people too.
Okay. And so in terms of opportunities for other people that want to get into similar work, do you see any gaps that aren't being filled currently? For example, is there a company, either in terms of supplies or distribution or selling things or marketing, is there a niche that's not being filled that you would like to see people get into?
There are so many opportunities right now. It's unbelievable. I think every system needs to be improved and redesigned. I mean, obviously, the world would be in a much different state if everything was working great. I think the health system needs to be redesigned. I think everything, and the food system. There's so many opportunities, and I really think that the tools used in permaculture are a great set of tools to use for all of these things. And in terms of our industry, I think that the way we reach consumers has to evolve, where there's a closer connection to the products that people consume, so they understand where it comes from, how it's made, and that's one of our goals, is to really bring people closer to, even through hair care products, which is very odd. I mean, you go in pharmacies and there's zero connection to where it's from. I mean, they're multinational companies, but I think this whole thing, more transparency, but opportunities, there are so many. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
It's hard to sleep at night, really.
Yeah. Are there any opportunities that, or things that have come up for you that you just don't have time to do? Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's probably 15 different websites that I'd like to do like today, because I see opportunities, and just listening to Paul Grieve talking about his company, and they do free-range chicken and cows and stuff, and I was just thinking we can do this on our farm.
Right.
There's a brand, there's a business model that we could do tomorrow. There's a demand for grass-fed meat. We have to pick our fights. In chestnuts, Mark Shepard, we visited his farm. We're like, we can do this on our farm, but in the end, we have to pick and choose. So are there opportunities that I'd like to take advantage of right now? But sure, but we have to prioritize. Generally speaking, I think there's tons of opportunities in the food industry. If you're a farmer and you're open and excited about growing organic food on permaculture principles, I think people are extremely receptive to that, and there's I believe, opportunities in distributing directly to people. There's, in our area, tons of vegetable farms, but there's not really anybody doing meat. And also in northern climates, I mean, it's one thing to have vegetables in the summer, but how could we build a system that distributes food all year round?
Do you have any advice or insights that you would offer to someone who's looking to start their own business, particularly in the realm of permaculture?
Well, I would have to say the way we started our business was absolutely ridiculous. We jumped in something we knew nothing about. We were very passionate, which is what pulled us through. I would do it all over again tomorrow because we learned so much, but I wouldn't recommend for people to do that. Obviously, it's a combination of being passionate about a subject and knowing something about it. So sometimes maybe the right way to start a business is to go work for somebody and just learn about a trade. I mean, I wouldn't open a hair salon if I didn't know how to cut hair. I mean, there's some basic information to be known. Anything is doable, but I'm saying to improve chances and make a smoother process, having some knowledge about your business, and it could be through apprenticeship, internships, doesn't matter, or working for somebody. But you got to be passionate about it, but there's more to it than passion. Knowledge, being strategic, and I think being around, throwing your ideas around and talking to people who are in businesses already, and that made such a big difference for us. As soon as we started working with mentors, they really geared us and directed us in such smarter ways. So sometimes what you don't do is more important than what you do, and I think mentors and successful people can help you see what you could avoid instead of having to go through that process. I think those people can help a lot.
Okay, great. And any advice on seeking out a mentor? Did you go to networking events? Did you just kind of meet people in your day-to-day life? Or?
In terms of reaching out to mentors, my wife and I are extremely lucky that we have had people very close to us as families and friends who were natural mentors. and we went further to complement those people. Both our families were entrepreneurs, and they've had a lot of success in their respective fields. So, but obviously, when it's your parents, it's fun to hear it from somebody else too. So our parents have been people we've modeled for our entire lives, but we've had the chance to complement with other people. Now, had we not have those people around us, I think it's still, you got to reach out. You got to reach out, and I look at myself when I'm 60. I'll be happy to help starting people. I mean, you have all this knowledge. Do you want to die with it, or you want to give it away? And then I mean, our mentors, I understand why they work with us. We show up with respect, with ambition, with consistency and hard work. Nobody would want to help us if we just showed up and say, "Hey, tell me what to do." They see us go through. They know we've gone through 6 years of business and trial and error, and we every time we fell, we got back up. So I wouldn't want to help just anybody that's just lazy. You want to help the people that you feel an ambition in them. There's a fire that's driving them, but they just don't know. And so, I mean, we've learned so much, and we have so much to learn still. So I think being a mentor doesn't have to be like, a billionaire. Mentors are people around us, people who are a little bit ahead of us, and sometimes people are mentors and they don't even know they are. It could be just reading a book. I'm super big in reading autobiographies just to pick up people's vibes and what drives them, and just then you find yourself within other people too, and you don't want to be like anybody else, but part of those people resonate, part of those people's processes resonate within you, and it inspires you. It helps you find your way, your light.